Step on up, take a seat on the swing. Lemon in the sweet tea, hear the night birds sing. Got a spell in the air, got a spark in my hand. Ain't nothing but love in the lines I've planned. Oh, come on in, child, rest a while. Magic's just a whisper wrapped in a smile. Ain't no harm with a heart like glows, but what you give is what you sow. There's salt by the door and a charm on the gate. Old ways die hard, but they sure feel great. Bless your heart, but mind your step. Every little promise is a debt well kept. Oh, come on in, child, rest a while. Magic's just a whisper wrapped in a smile. Ain't no harm with a heart like glows, but what you give is what you sow. Love is truth and the roots run deep. A candle's just a flame till it starts to speak. Harm in none, do as you wish. But sugar and spice don't mean there's no risk. Cards on the table, dreams in the smoke. Every wish I grant is a word I spoke. Not a soul goes lost, not a heart denied. If you stay in the light, love will be your guide. Oh, come on in, child, rest a while. Magic's just a whisper wrapped in a smile. Ain't no harm with a heart like glows, but what you give is what you sow. Sweet as tea. The magic within. Step on up, take a seat on the swing. Lemon in the sweet tea, hear the night birds sing. Got a spell in the air, got a spark in my hand.
Can you guys hear me now? Thumbs up in the chat if you can hear me. Awesome. Yay. Okay, back to what I was saying. Hello, Hearthfolk. How is your Wednesday night treating you? We have got hydration. My new trusty little cup. It is not a Stanley. I don't buy labels, you guys. I just happen to really like this cup and the green and everything, so this is what I got. I got this from Dollar General, so sue me. Like I was saying before, I realized I did not have audio. I am fully planning on working on William and Aurelia's first date tonight. Um, the chapter kind of leads up to their first date, kind of being at the end of it is the idea of it. So I had an idea for their first date, so I want to poke at it. And like there's a piece of it at the beginning, like where Aurelia's hanging out at the bar at her club and everything. So I want to kind of work into it. But per usual, over to my right, your left, GoFundMe QR code, Venmo QR code, PayPal QR code. I am still currently raising funds for my surgery that I still need to call this week and get moved to July because your girl, last I checked, and I don't check it often so that I'm not obsessing over it. We're at $562 raised for my surgery out of $6,500 needed. So we're getting there. Just slow progress, guys. But other than that, we're here. We're gonna write tonight. I've got to get TikTok up and running here in a second. But tonight we're just gonna poke at Aurelia and William's first date. Not him asking her out. We're actually just going to focus on the date tonight because I need to really work on that and get it done because my brain has not let me work on it and I'm kind of ready to work on it. So let us get our go live going over on the TikToks. Let me minimize my screen so that I can see that chat and deal with it over here and all that fun. I'm sorry, y'all. I honestly thought the sound was on because I was hearing it or I was seeing it. I was not seeing it, but I was seeing the bar on the TikTok thing go loud and it was a whole thing. We're just going to say that. It was a whole thing. And I'm cheating per usual. I've got the audio muted, which is the best part. So we get to go do the fun stuff and share the live. Because why the heck not? I hate when it does that. I'm like, don't turn my volume up. If I have my personal volume turned down, don't turn my volume up, guys. Goodness. Okay. So William and Aurelia's first date. I need to remember what heading size I've been using for my separation. Heading 2. Got it. Okay, so I can come back up here. Hide that. I have like very specific style headings that I use for certain things because it makes my life just the teeny tiniest little bit easier. And so I use these headings to make my life easier. Date night of. Like I've told y'all before, I make notes so that I can like come back to them and be functional. And that is basically what it comes down to is that I'm trying to create my functionalness as much as possible. So we do what we gotta do. Y'all can feel free to ask questions as I'm writing because I will gladly answer them. Oh, my eyes are a little itchy today, guys. but we're gonna be focusing directly on everything, and I would like to know what you guys want to know about my book, because y'all asking questions about my book is extremely helpful, because guess what, I get plot ideas off you guys all the freaking time, so ask your questions. I might put my blue light glasses on for this because your girl really does not need to have a migraine this weekend or this week or anything like that. We're supposed to be going on Ren Fair on Saturday, provided the weather plays nice. Fingers crossed. That's all I can say. Fingers freaking crossed. Um, Actually, I'll be really nice, you guys, and we'll put on some lo-fi from my phone. Like I said, I cannot play our playlist for the book because unfortunately, every song is copyrighted. So we have to deal with what we can find on the YouTubes to listen to. And maybe we can do book writing lo-fi. Maybe there's something that fits in that. I'm not going to turn it up. It's playing an ad right now. Hi, Kirsty. How are ya? Hi, guys. Welcome in. Hi, Spider. How are ya? Sorry, y'all. I was waiting for the ad to get past so we can turn on some lo-fi. If it's too loud, you guys have got to tell me. If it's ever too loud, you got to tell me so that you can hear it. Hi, Cave Train. How are ya? Just say the word service. Apparently, Vlad gave William a pep talk. That's all I'm going to say. I can't say much more than that. Hi, guys. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Happy to have you here. We're just chilling, working on my book. Oh, apparently Vlad gave William a pep talk. That's gonna be fun to try and write later, you guys. Vlad needs to stay out of this relationship. Vlad just needs to go away. I'm kind of ready for him as a character to go away, but that's not gonna happen because he's kind of integral into the part of the story. So it's a little annoying to have to deal with Vlad. Hey, Abby, how are ya? Hey, guys, welcome in. Okay, back to writing. Sorry if that clap was in your ear. I apologize, guys. Blame Vlad's pep talk from the night before. Truly, you got to remember how you set this up. Your MacBook uses the normal command keys, so your Alt key is your command key. Oh, nice, extremely nice. Hi, Mackenzie. How are ya? Welcome in. Welcome in. We're working on book stuff tonight. If you've got things you're working on and writing, feel free to join in. Um, Hi, Kate. How are ya? Welcome in. And again, as always, guys, if you have questions about the book that I'm writing, please feel free to ask all of the questions. I love talking about my book. I'm working very hard on it. Hi, Jot. How are ya? Welcome in. I don't share it on the screen. I will read you guys excerpts, but I don't share it on the screen because I don't want anyone stealing my story stuff. So there you go. Hello, guys. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hi, Sean. How are ya? Welcome in. Okay, book writing, book writing, book writing. Hello, Balrog. How are ya? Welcome in. Welcome, welcome. What color dress should she be wearing, you guys? Thoughts? Commentary? Would anyone like to interject a color? Because that's where I'm running into problems sometimes. Anyone got a color? It is my main female character, Balrog, of my story. It is called the series is called Werewolves of London. I'm working on book 3 right now. Spinner, I love the idea of purple, but I decided to make the door purple. An ode to witchcraft there. Basically, a witch used to own the house that she lives in. So I kind of don't want to do a purple dress. That feels a little too much. Green could work. Green could work. She really likes earthy tones, so green could work. She is to finish explaining Balrog. She is a 600-year-old like werewolf. So she old, but she looks like she's 20 something. She is going on her first date with the main male character for her book. The idea is they're not going for like some Richie glam party, even though that is like something that she's usually used to. Um, the vibe William's giving me. Oh, hi, Misfit. You're absolutely fine, Balrog. I love that you're here. You're great. You're great. No. Please can ask questions. It's helpful. Essentially, I'm working on book 3. Hi, Misfit. I'm working on book 3. Book 3 focuses on the female protagonist of the family, and she falls in love with this. He's human. Long story short, he's a good guy, but unfortunately, his family is the bad guys, and she's an immortal werewolf, like 600 years old, has been in like a 600-year situationship with Dracula, is the simple TLDR of that. And she's now fallen in love with William, the character that I'm working with. And like I said, he's vibing that this is gonna be like a chill kind of first date. I'm thinking he's thinking like pub, and has kind of told her that. Well, a simple cotton dress is not too fancy for the purpose, thankfully. Hi, Deal to Real. How are ya? Because she's basically wearing like a cotton dress and tennis shoes, and so it's more chill. Like Aurelia is one of those that she can like be uber fancy, and then she can be really chill on the other hand, which is something that I love about this character because I wished I had the money that I write my characters to have. Just gonna say it. But it's just a simple cotton dress. I'm just struggling with color. I think green will work. I think Spinner's idea of green will work. I'm just not 100% sure. It may come down to it where I decide like, hey, we may change the color later. There's not a guarantee any of this anything that I write like color-wise or description-wise is going to stick. Things can change, things can be improved, things can become better. It happens all the time. So, um yeah. Um Hi, Super Chin. How are ya? Welcome in. It's just finishing getting ready. I can take another drive around the block. That would help. Mhm. My goal is at least to hit 60,000 words tonight, you guys. I'm at 59,484. So if we can hit 60,000 words tonight, that would make me very, very happy. And that is my goal. Sorry, you guys. I'm getting rid of some notifications on my phone real quick. Bloop. Hi, Alexis. How are ya? Hello, Sophia. How are ya? Welcome in. Hi, Aunt. How are ya? How's your Wednesday been, Sophia? You had a good day today? It has not been a bad day today. I'm had a lot of work to get done with work, and now we're working on books. So we get to now work on my pleasure stuff, not the stuff that pays my bills. I'm writing my main characters for this book's first date tonight. So we're starting with him picking her up from the house, and William's about to do a little snooping, guys. Uh Hey, Soph, how are ya? Welcome in. Also, feel free to ask any questions about my book. Hi, Jupiter, welcome in. I love talking about it. So, if you got questions, if you want to know more things about it, I will gladly take a pause and tell you guys all about it. I'm also just trying to really make sure I stay hydrated at the same time. So, you asking questions makes me take more breaks. So, I'm not going to complain. We're just trying to hit 60,000 words tonight. That's all I want to do. 60,000 words. It is not mainly romance. It is it's I say it's not mainly romance because I don't want that to be the focus of the book, but it does weave in. So the main character. No, Balrog, interrupt. I want to answer the questions. That's the whole point of it. I love answering questions about it. Um, so Sophia, you can tell me if you think it's mainly romance based on my description of it. Our main female character for book 3, Aurelia, it ends up. Oh, I'm on Lisa's TV tonight. Cool. um, Main focus of book 3 is Aurelia. She is a 600-year-old werewolf, give or take a few years. Looks like she's in her 20s. She has been in an on again, off again situationship with Dracula for the last 600 or so years. And she eventually, basically, when this book starts off, she has called it quits. We've cut him off. Homeboy cut off. We're not doing this anymore. She's made that decision. And so it's really, for her, it's figuring out how to be herself and to be true to who she is in the story, but learning who she is comes at the price. Hi, Jordy, welcome in. me finding herself actually does come in the fact of her and William being together. She learns a lot about herself in that relationship because it's an honest, real relationship, or at least from her point of view, it is. Um, she finds out later that he's part of the big bad family that we're not going to talk about it. I don't want to give the game away because if you haven't been here before, it kind of spoils a lot of things. But they do end up together. It is a romance in the essence of there's going to be that romance that goes through it, but it's really a lot of I haven't and to be clear, I haven't written a lot of these episodes. It is. It is. It is. It's definitely a coming of age fantasy romance, but our protagonist is 600 something years old. So, it has all those aspects. It's also a coming of age for William, who is our male main character. And so he's also figuring out who he wants to be, the kind of person he wants to be after growing up in the family that he grows up in. And so for them, it's both of them coming of age, it's both of them finding love with one another, but it's also fantasy. But it's modern set fantasy. That's my favorite part about it. I was a little surprised she'd leave him alone like that, but then again, she rolls his feet and retreating further into the town home until he finds the. I wouldn't say it'd be a beach read. There will be spice. The level of spice has not quite been decided, but I will say, based on my personal spice rating that I created, I will say, um, just to kind of throw this out there, and I'm gonna pull up my spice rating that I created over on Instagram because this is what I'm rating my books. Not just an age gap romance, a really big age gap romance. But anyways, so I would definitely say that this book will be no lower than a level 3 spice, which I define as it's called Enchanting Heat. It's clear schmexual content. Passion is central. Can feel magical and intense. We might go to a level 4, which is fiery spell, hot, steamy, can leave you breathless, strong chemistry and tension. We might do a weird 3.5 that's somewhere in between those two. I haven't quite decided. They haven't quite. I want to be very clear. It's actually really they haven't quite decided yet. So until they've made that decision, no spice has been written as of yet. But there will eventually be spice. So you can take it to the beach with you. I can't promise it's gonna be a safe for beach reading thing whenever I get finished with it and it comes out. Because, mind you, this is book 3. I still have not written books 1 and 2. I'm starting in the middle because this is where I started. The beginning of this story was supposed to be. This was supposed to be one book, you guys. It was supposed to be one. I was only writing one book, and it was just gonna be titled Werewolves of London, and it just spiraled into a 5-book series where each couple gets their own story. And so right now I'm focusing on our middle ground. They're hilarious right now, I'm sure. But but point being of it all is that I'm starting in the middle so that I can work from our past to the future. And then books 3, 4, and 5 all take place in the present day. So those two have not been plotted. I don't know what goes on in them. I know what goes on in books 1 and 2 and 3, and that is it. So books 4 and 5 have not been plotted yet. And the idea is I want to finish all of it so that I can just hand this to an editor to make sure all my continuity is correct, everything is following correctly. And then once all the edits and stuff are done, the game plan is release is going to be one book a year. I want it all done so that when I give it to you guys, you know it's going to come out. And honestly, it might be weird. I want to do same release dates for the book every year. So like it will always release on the same day every year, or at least the same date every year. That's what I want to do. So we'll see. We'll see how that happens. We'll see if it happens. Um, how did I end up with leaving room instead of living room, guys? Yeah, like a tradition. Exactly, Sophia, like a tradition. That way, you know when it's coming in, you know when it's coming out. Exactly. You know when it's coming out. You know that you are hooked for 5 years. There's 5 books, so 5 years. I do technically have the ideas for a holiday books novella for like them celebrating Thanksgiving in London, them celebrating Christmas. There is a novella between book 3 and book 4 that I'm working on as well, but that one is going to come with book 3, so you don't have to worry about it. Hi, Lady Gwen. How are ya? Gwen, are you making a joke? I would hope that's a joke, Gwen. Anyways. Uh, why am I saying in? Finds himself in the living room. How are you, Lady Gwen? The worst part about setting up these date things, guys, because to be clear, I do have my fan casting picked out for this. I don't think this will get made into movies. I want to be very clear about this, but it helps me to picture actual faces. And so for my main characters, to kind of be clear, I have Florence Pugh for Aurelia and Nicholas Galitzine um as William, because William is very expressive in his face, and Nicholas Galitzine also is really expressive in his face. So I use the real versions of people to use as basis for like how their facial expressions work, just to kind of be clear. Just I'd be happy if this audio. Yes, 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 whatever. Go on. I refuse to pay for YouTube TV. Hey, Captain Oblivious, how are you, dear? Thank you guys for liking the live. I greatly appreciate it. Oh, just had that if they were werewolves. Under. Can a plant be happy, guys? Can we say that a plant is happy? Like, just curious, because like I'm trying to describe the living room of Aurelia's a townhouse. Um, And this is how William is describing it. It was bright and airy. Plants sat happily blooming under grow lights that were currently off. Can they be happy? Can plants be happy? Is this possible? Also, remember to hydrate, guys. That is one rule about our lives. Make sure you are hydrating. I will be your witchy aunt and remind you. Hydration station, ladies and gents. Hydration station. Lisa, it's not like you can't grab your laptop and work, ma'am. Well, wait, you have to get kiddo to bed. You have to get kiddo to bed first, don't you? Mm. What color should these walls be? What color should these walls be? Am I about to go onto Pinterest to get some ideas? Yes, yes, I am. If y'all ever want to know like how I decide like what a lot of these rooms look like, this is exactly how I do it. I make the decision. I'll go on Pinterest, and what I do is I'll like type in how I'm describing it, and that is how I find some of my stuff. Like, not a joke. We're having fun. We're having fun. So, Pinterest. I need my Pinterest up. I mean, have your window shopping. It's fine. Oh god, no. Mm. We hate when the tinnitus starts. Hi, Jep. How are ya? Oof. Those are actually those are light rose colors. I don't want to use a lot of M dashes. I'm trying to keep from using too many M dashes. What color should this furniture be? Don't allow. Cancel. Her living room is a dusty rose color. Trying to figure out this furniture color situation. We'll go with chiffon. We'll go with chiffon. Original pieces with the sure. Hello guys, welcome in. I'm wondering if Dimitri should have an alter name that he paints under. Oh, I'm doing good. I'm so glad you're here from the FYP. We love that. I'm good. I'm working on my book. Trying to hit 6,000 words, 60,000 words tonight. We're currently at 59,636. Not that live is going to stop at 60,000, but that's my goal for tonight. I would like to hit that. We do what we can here. But working on my book. Ooh, please tell me about your second fantasy fiction novella. I want to hear about it. Please tell us in the chat. We love to hear about that stuff. I love to read. That's also why I like to write. I love to read. So I want to hear about it. Please talk about it. Um Sorry guys. Okay, that sounds right up my alley and I now need a link. Thank you guys. Um I now need to read that, by the way. Um Please feel free to send me a link in DMs, like not a joke. Please, please. I now need to read your first novella. Not a joke. I read books, I review books, I also write books. We do all the things here. Thank you, Balrog. Oh, we hate when the sneezies happen. Original pieces with a signature in the corner. We couldn't quite make out. I love that. I will 100% check it out once I am off live. 100% will check it out. I'm always adding books to my TBR list, so I have another one that's on my list that a friend is narrating, and I've only heard his half of the narrations for the audiobook. And I've decided I need to own this book based on just his sections of the narration. So I get excited about books, you guys. I want to support all of the books. You're so impressed. We'll decide what this painting is gonna look like later because we're not gonna do it right now. I'm actually going to put this in brackets, so that I can remind myself to describe later because I'm gonna add a comment. No, I want to. Ugh. Boop. Boop. I want. Y'all, sometimes me and Pages don't get along. Me and Pages just does not always get along. I want to make a comment. Where do I make my comments? Dang it. There we go. There's my comment bubble. Actually figure out what that painting looks like. Okay. Sometimes I do this to myself. Hi Keela, how are ya? Welcome in. Anywhere between 1,000 words each ever feeds off the last. See if you're going out. I love that. I love stories like that. That makes me happy. I'm gonna love this. I just know I'm gonna love it. I already know it's gonna be 10 out of 10. I already have a feeling it's gonna be 10 out of 10. Okay. We have notated to actually figure out what the painting looks like. I also gave myself an explicative there because I have to give myself explicatives because I'm the only person who can insult myself. Uh, makes you think I was snooping. $59,764. We're almost there. Mm. Oh, I don't know. We might call it an early night, you guys. I haven't done my reading yet today, and I need to read because I am. Mm. Oh, I'm sorry, Keela. Trust me, I am not going to do that. I will not do that unless you're giving reasons why I should, which, to be honest, is being rude in the chat. Definitely get you banned over here, just to kind of be very polite about it. And rude has multiple definitions over here, some of which I cannot fully talk about because TikTok would get mad at me if I talked about them. Being really, it's just really being rude over here. I'm pretty much the kind of person that's like, come in, chat. I'm gonna chat with you as much as I can. On nights where I'm doing like writing like this, it's a little bit harder for me to do those things because I am, you know, working on my book, but I do try to peek over at the chat every so often um, and chat with you guys. I love to see you guys ask questions about my book, which is also very helpful because sometimes it helps me get plot ideas. And to be honest, you guys, um, chat has actually inspired the book. Kind of inspired. There was some stuff that kind of like inspired me to work on this chapter tonight in particular. So, yeah, I am so sorry about that, Akila. They are you have a lot of people who just cannot be nice to save their souls. And that's the polite way of putting it. I mean, I would if I had been left alone in your place, but I also have a horrible. Lisa, tell me what you think of this. I don't know if you're still here, my love, because I think you're about to get ready to take youngin to bed. Um, this is Aurelia. Okay. William has been left alone. He's been snooping, not really snooping. He's been taking in the paintings in the living room, and hasn't got past the living room. And so Aurelia comes in and she says, "Should I have given you longer to snoop?" She asked, her voice like tinkling bells to him. His heart quickly began pounding in his chest as he tried to keep his cool. Um, I really wish I'd keep up with my tense. Akila, I will get to your question in just a moment. Let me finish reading this out real fast. What makes you think I was snooping? He returned. Uh, I'm gonna have to figure. I need to figure out a better way to do answered instead of returned because I keep wanting to double things up. He answered, returning her smile so effortlessly that his cheeks were starting to hurt, but they always hurt after he spent time with her because he just couldn't stop. I mean, I would if I had been left alone in your place while you finished getting ready, she admits honestly, a hint of a laugh in her statement. But I also have a morbid curiosity to understand people, so that isn't much of a surprise, now is it? Do we think her response there is good? I'm conflicting on this. Give me your thoughts, Lisa. But to answer you, Akila, my this book is the third of a 5-book series. I'm using it as the starting point because originally the opening of it was supposed to be one book and it was going to be just this book. But this one particular, I actually already have the summary for because I knew what I was going to do with it, so I was able to kind of craft it beforehand. In book 3, Aurelia Daciana navigates two worlds, one forged by her family's supernatural legacy, the other shadowed by a love that's tested her for centuries. As beta of the pack and second in command at Daciana Bio Legacy Solutions, Aurelia radiates control and authority, but in her heart, she's haunted by Vlad Tepish, aka Dracula, her sworn liege and longtime lover, a man she can never fully claim. Um, I will in a second, Lisa. When she meets William, a new recruit with haunting eyes and secrets as deep as her own, Aurelia is captivated by a connection she can't ignore. Drawn to him against her better judgment, she feels her heart opening in ways it hasn't since Vlad. As their bond deepens, however, William reveals a devastating truth. He's both a Van Helsing and a Tepish, throwing his loyalties and her trust into question. Before she can fully process this betrayal, Van Helsing assassin's blade nearly takes her father's life, bringing new urgency to the threats against her family. Caught between two powerful men, Vlad, her timeless lover, and William, the mysterious newcomer, Aurelia must decide whom she can truly trust as old wounds reopen and new enemies close in. As loyalty and desire collide, Aurelia is forced to confront her own limits in a world of fragile alliances and shifting loyalties. She's left to wonder, can love survive in a world built on secrecy and blood, or will her heart lead her into a darkness she cannot escape? So that is the book summary. Um, Back to what you requested, Lisa. Um, this is William is currently engrossed with a particular painting that I now need to describe at some later date. That he doesn't hear Aurelia come into the room. She goes, "Should I have given you longer to snoop?" she asked, her voice like tinkling bells to him. His heart quickly began pounding in his chest as he tried to keep his cool. "What makes you think I was snooping?" he answered, returning her smile so effortlessly that his cheeks were starting to hurt. But they always hurt after he spent time with her because he just couldn't stop. I mean, I would if I had been left alone in your place while you finished getting ready, she admits honestly, a hint of laugh in her statement. but I also have a morbid curiosity to understand people. So that isn't much of a surprise now, is it? What do we think? Yay, nay, Trilla, you could write something better than that, you dolt. I'm only mean to myself. I'm only mean ever to myself. That is all. I really do think we might actually call it early tonight, you guys. I've been hydrating, Spinner. I just, I'm now at a spot where I'm now stumped. I love my characters. They're really annoying. I really just want to go to sleep. I'm still recouping sleep from this weekend. Like watching Florence live was just like everything and fabulous, but gosh, am I still exhausted from it. Hi Wyatt, welcome in. We're waiting for Lisa's feedback. Akila, did you get to hear what the book was about? Do I need to repeat it? I don't know when you left, so I don't want you to have missed it. So I can repeat it if I need to. I am happy to repeat it. So, Lisa, I think she's being honest with him. Like, Aurelia has a morbid curiosity. Like, it's crazy with her sometimes. Um, so I don't think I think she's trying to come off as sarcastic, but absolutely failing. So I'm not 100% sure. And Akila, to answer your question, um, I I have I have books 1, 2, and this one plotted. So I know where they start. I know what they're ending with. 4 and 5, the boys have not decided what they want to do with their love lives yet, and until they give me love life answers, I can't plot the book. Um, so book 1 follows the matriarch and patriarch of the family, and those two actually get married in the first chapter of the first book. And it goes through their relationship of having their 5 children, going into um we're stepping into historical fiction at this point because Vlad sends them away when the Turks try to invade Wallachia, Romania, and all that. So he sends them, he's like, yeah, no, I need you guys to get out of Dodge because if I survive this, we're gonna need some backup. And so he gets them out of Dodge and they leave. And I don't know what the crap is wrong with my chair right now, guys, because used to I can flip it back, but nope, it is wanting to do stupid stuff. I don't care what I've done. Ah. But anyways, so book 1, it really focuses on the parentals, if you will, and then somewhat setting up the 600 on again off again situationship that happens. Additionally, book 2 focuses on Bram Stoker's London. So this is when Vlad comes to London and ends up doing all his shenanigans. So everything that happens in the Dracula book happens in that book. But the storyline focuses on Aurelia's older brother and his husband, Henry, future husband. They're not married at this point, at that point in time, because that wasn't proper back then. Not that the wolves care. And from there is book 3. And then books 4 and 5, again, not plotted yet. Those two baby boys are like, we don't know what we want. They better figure it out because I'm not in the mood. I just need these boys to figure out what they want. I honestly, Lisa, I don't know if she's trying to come off sarcastic. I don't know. Sometimes she does not want to tell me how she wants to talk. And then again, Akila, I do not know when these are going to be coming out just yet. Book 1 and book 2 have not been written as of yet. I'm focusing on book 3. Um, so I have my middle ground to work towards. I don't know if I'll be adding a blind character into the story. I have a very strict kind of, oh, hi Evelyn, thank you for coming in. Hi Maze, welcome in, love. Not so sure about adding characters like that. I'm already struggling with knowing that book 2 is going to take a lot of sensitivity reading because it is 2 gay men in a time period when that while they were dandy, they weren't it was not acceptable and stuff like that. And so I don't want to I have rules about how I go about handling these things and being super sensitive to them. I don't want to write um characters that I cannot properly do decent representation to, if that makes sense. Um that is a personal choice because I don't want to misrepresent anyone in the incorrect way. Like I have a very strict rule of like there will be POCs in my stories, but they will all be secondary characters because I don't think it's my place to write those stories. I think those stories deserve to come from POC people. Um and there may eventually be a blind I can't say that there will be a blind character. Like I can't say yay or nay on that, unfortunately. So, that is dependent on what ends up happening and what characters spark interest for me to write. A lot of my characters come from just thin air most of the time. So I can't say that I would add that type of character just to add them for funsies. That's not the kind of person I am. Every character in my story has a reason that they're there. And so that is how they function. Um anyways, I mean I would if I'd been left alone. I don't think she does come off as proper, but like man, you also have to remember Lisa, she's like 600 freaking years old and this is their first date. And he's in her house. Like it's a whole thing. Get my sleep number bed paid off as soon as possible. That is the goal. Turn off my sounds. What the heck? Okay, TikTok is on the fritz apparently. Well, that was what I was getting at. Her attempt at sounding cheeky is overshadowed by her cadence, but I would have to read it myself to get better input. The context before the scene helps. I can just read you the whole thing, Lisa. Okay. Starting from the beginning of this section so you can enjoy it. To say that William was nervous may. Oh, what? What? Hi, Mr. Dude. Thank you for following. I appreciate it. How are you tonight? Okay. Starting from the beginning, Lisa. To say that William was nervous may have been an understatement as he pulled up outside Aurelia's town home. It looked like all the other homes, with the exception of how warm the light was coming out the windows and the way her front door stuck out in its purple hue. When he first asked her out for dinner, he'd been so confident. He blamed Vlad's pep talk from the night before because right now he was feeling extremely out of place sitting in his beat up car. He slowly put the car in park before making his way up the stairs to that purple front door, his knuckles rapped against the grain of the wood from habit more than anything, unable to stop himself. He was about to just turn around and go back to the car when the door swung open to reveal her standing there in a green cotton dress and white tennis shoes. You're early, Aurelia smiles, and he feels his heart begin to accelerate inside his chest. I was just finishing getting ready. I can take another drive around the block if that would help. The words sound half serious, half joking as they leave his mouth. No, you're fine. Come in. She waves him in the door, stepping to the side to let him enter. The door shuts behind him with a soft click as he makes his way slightly further in the main hall. Make yourself at home. I'll be down in just a few minutes. Aurelia smiles, disappearing up the stairs. William is a little surprised she'd leave him alone like that, but then again, they'd been having lunch together for almost 2 months. His feet seem to be moving before he realizes it, carrying him further into the townhome until he finds himself in the living room. His grandfather had always drummed into his head that it would be easy to know if they were werewolves because there'd be signs. However, he was starting to think the old man was dead wrong as he took in the space. How is California? I've never been. Um, it was bright and airy. Plants sat happily blooming under grow lights that were currently off. The walls were a light rose color. His mother would actually be able to name it if she were there, which allowed the chiffon colored couch and chairs to really shine on their own. The artwork that covered the walls were all paintings, original pieces with the signature in the corner with the with the signature in the corner that he couldn't quite make out. He was so engrossed with one particular painting that he didn't even hear her come ah I left a word out. Come down the stairs or sneak up behind him. Should I have given you longer to snoop? She asked, her voice like tinkling bells to him. His heart quickly began pounding in his chest as he tried to keep his cool. What makes you think I was snooping? He answered, returning her smile so effortlessly that his cheeks were starting to hurt. But they always hurt after he spent time with her because he just couldn't stop. I mean, I would if I had been left alone in your place while you finished getting ready, she admits honestly, a hint of a laugh in her statement. But I also have a morbid curiosity to understand people, so that isn't much of a surprise, now is it? Very true, he agreed. It was one of the first things she told him when. Ah! when they slowly started spin. Slowly started. How am I leaving words out, you guys? Started spending. I swear, you guys, I can't talk tonight. I can't type tonight. It's okay. 'Tis okay. Oh, it will be, Lisa. I'm skipping ahead. You know how I am. I'm jumping to a scene that has that I want to work on because I can't. I'm having difficulties trying to get them to their first date. And the whole point of their first date is it's gonna like the timeline the first date's ending the chapter, to be very clear. I just getting there is difficult, and I really probably need to sit and have a writing day with you where we just poke stuff because I think that would help me a lot. Like a lot, a lot. Because I'm just struggling. I like that. I like that idea. I'm gonna highlight that. Okay, we're gonna make a comment there. Try to see if you can sneak in the morbid curiosity conversation earlier so that William can call her on it instead of her making the joke. Okay. Comment made. Thank you, Lisa. This is why we highlight and we make things. And what do you think? She prompts moving over to check on one of the plants. I think that you are still. Oh. Yeah, I like the idea of that, but we've got to gotta we'll reword it later. It's not a right now thing. Now I'm trying to figure out how to have him say this. Guys in the chat, this might be one of those moments where I need a guide to chime in. Because I'm trying to get him to. I hate it when words don't want to work with me. Whew, sorry guys, I am straight up exhausted. Um, but what did I just have typed out? I've got this started. I don't think this is the right vibe. I think you really prefer to express yourself in areas you own. Um, feels a little like poke, poke, poke the bear, and mm, like I get the point behind why William wants to say it, but it's also like, my dude, commentary. When you're struggling to be a writer, it's wonderful. I love this. Mm. I'm sorry, Lisa. I just don't want to read your stuff right now because I want to read the whole thing. I don't want to. Mm. I don't mind like reading my whole thing unless you don't want to. Like, I just yours. I just want to enjoy all of it in one go when it releases. I don't want to know all the things. Okay, I'm scrapping this line. We'll figure it out later. I think we're gonna call it a night though, you guys, because my brain's now dead. But hey, I may not have hit my number, and I will accept that. But we got a little further. I got to poke some things that I wanted to poke tonight, and it's okay. We accept what we can do, and that is what we could do tonight. But I think it's just better off if I try not to push this harder than what I have. So, TikTok, I will see you guys tomorrow night for live. Not sure what we're gonna be doing yet, but we'll figure it out. So until our next cup of tea, you guys over there. And then all of you, my absolute lovelies over here on the Twitches and the YouTubes. I love you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it. We've lost a couple people over on the YouTubes, but that's okay. We don't judge. It's fine. Um, if they don't want to be part of the Hearthfolk, they don't have to be part of the Hearthfolk. I appreciate every single one of you being here. So, I will see you guys on Sunday. We will be finishing The Last of Us on Sunday. I still need to find part 2 for us to play, but Sunday is a go. I have to go put chili up because I made chili tonight in the cauldron. So I need to go put that away. So I can get it in the fridge. And then my butt's gonna go finish putting my laundry away that's folded up all across my bed. I started putting most of it away today. It's almost all done, almost all put away. So I just gotta go finish a little bit of it. And then I'm gonna go to bed. I'm probably gonna read a little Percy Jackson tonight. I think Saturday evening I'm gonna sit. You know where I got it, Lisa. We could be matching. You know what I'd do if we did? We'd have to get our names put right here in vinyl so that we wouldn't get our cups mixed up. But you know where I got it? I got it at Dollar General. Dollar General Market. Now I will be very clear about it. It was like one that has like the Pop Market stuff in it or whatever. So, you know. But anyways, point being, probably gonna go to bed with Percy Jackson. I need to get caught up on some Legendborn reading, but your girl wants to sit and like devour a lot of that in one sitting because I'm also making my notes as I go when I'm reading, and we're working on that for Practically Bookish the podcast. So yeah. So we're working on that, and anyways, I love you guys. I do need to get some podcast episodes recorded for my podcast this week, so maybe we'll try and get some of that done tomorrow night. I don't know. We'll see. But I love you all. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate your support at all times. It is fantastic, and I don't deserve you guys. I just don't. But I appreciate you being here. So I love you all. I hope you all have an amazing Wednesday night, and I will see you guys again on Sunday for the end of The Last of Us with you guys. And then I think we're going to be playing God of War. That's what I'm leaning towards. We may start God of War on Sunday after we finish The Last of Us. If there's still time after we finish The Last of Us Part 1, we will most likely start God of War on Sunday. So, but anyways, I love you guys, and until our next cup of tea.
Step on up, take a seat on the swing. Lemon in the sweet tea, hear the night birds sing. Got a spell in the air, got a spark in my hand. Ain't nothing but